What's up, guys? This is Sheena. Welcome back to my channel. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, and for that I'm so grateful. So let's hop into today's tidbit, and that is, you never know who you will become, and you never know who someone else will become. So I went into this a little bit on another video, not quite as specific as I'm going to go through today, and this is just not even about being a producer, it's just about being a person in general. Prioritize relationships. Like, people think that money is currency, and sure, yes, it is, but relationships are the truest form of currency. Relationships can get you places that money cannot. And I kind of gave an example on one of my producer kind of tips of how I will like walk off the street and not know someone, and usually they will let me hold their restaurant for an entire day. I'll research what restaurants are closed on Mondays or Tuesdays or Sundays, and while they're not open for business, I will ask them, can we shoot? Because typically shoot days consist of like the whole day, and I am just amazed at how often people say yes. I did that for a really nice coffee shop where I'm from, as well as a restaurant that I used to work at, but it was under new management, so the people still did not know me. And no charge. They just, for whatever reason, they will allow me to come in and do what we need to do. And we clean up, we leave the place as it was, or even better than it was, hopefully. And I mean, it blows my mind. And I was even thinking today, while I was kind of just going through what I was going to talk about for the video, like people from high school. And high school is very cliquey. Like, I tried to be that person that talked to everybody. I mean, I wasn't perfect. You can be cliquey or whatever, but still, I still tried to make sure that I treated people with respect. And after I got out of high school, I remember I had purchased a house a few years later, and I like locked myself out of my house, out of my car, something. Like, I just had a thing where I would always be losing keys. And one of the guys that I knew, his dad had owned like the lock company. That was like a really big, family business. And I didn't know it was his dad. He came out and he was like, Sheena, you know what I mean? Because we were like high school buds, and like he, let me in my house or whatever it was for no charge. I mean, stuff like that means the world. Even if you have the money, don't have the money, it's just like, it's favor. You know what I mean? So I would just say, there's the golden rule that says to treat everybody how you would want to be treated. Obviously, of course. But I heard, maybe was it Myron Golden or somebody else? Maybe I was reading a sales book. I think I was reading a sales book, and it said, treat other people how they want to be treated. So once you learn people, they have these like personality profiles, which I think can be a little problematic sometimes because they can kind of box you in, but they give us a good guide of how people like to relate to each other. And if you can just really pay attention to people and see how they like to move, the details about their personality, and just try to kind of mirror that. If somebody is more direct, you might want to, maybe just be a little bit more to the point. I'm a relationship person. I like to send me some cute emojis, like I am that side of it. So I appreciated people that kind of cater to me in that warm relationship. I have a very direct part of me as well, but that's not my dominant, I guess. I mean, it is. I don't know. You get what I'm saying? So I think that if you just learn along the way and just start early, like, this is another skill that when I have kids, being a good decision maker and just really making sure you treat people, you just never know how relationships will come back into play later in life. Again, you can end up being, I never saw myself as being like a producer. I just wanted to act. And if you're an actor, that's enough of a skill to master and to, become crafted in. But once I became a writer and wanted to get into producing, I never thought that I would be in this vein and able to create opportunities for other people who are just like me, trying to get their, break, or just to be working and get a resume. So yeah, guys, just don't underestimate. It's really not about what you know, as they say. It's about who you know. And that can really be the game changer, as it is. So hope this is helpful. If you have any, I don't know, stories or things that you wanted to drop in the comments that relate to this, please do. If there's any other video topics that you want me to speak on, please let me know. I have some other videos, guys, but some of them require more thought to put into it and research. And so I'm trying to kind of do these like get to know you videos in the midst of that, while I kind of have more time to become a little bit more, not educated, but just, I don't know, just to get a little bit more content for those upcoming videos. So I hope you guys are doing well wherever this finds you. I hope it finds you in good health and prosperous, and I will see you next time.